How you doing? Ryan Braswell here with Ask the Locals, and today I have Ryan from Long Island Egress Pros, or Egress Pros. He is a sales manager for the company. Ryan, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having us in, Ryan. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. So tell me a little bit about these yellow signs. You see them everywhere on Long Island. What is egress, right? It says, I thought it was a Google thing.
Well, that was hopefully the trick was to get you to Google Egress, obviously, and I'm glad to know you noticed it because we risk life and limb to get those things out on the road in these really unique places. So what is egress? Egress is a very important part of your home safety. It's a huge upgrade to your home. We specialize in putting egress entrances, windows, or doors in your basements. And why is that important? Well, basement living has become a huge part of everyone's life these days. And you consider where you are in your basement, there's only one way out. It's the stairs that go upstairs, right? Mm-hmm. So if there's a fire in that upstairs living space and you're downstairs, how do you get out, right? So on Long Island, really federally, the code states that you have to have two ways to get out of your basement, those stairs that go up, and the second one would be a window or an entrance. The window is a wonderful way to not only have that additional safety and peace of mind, but it's also a value add because it brings in sunlight, fresh air, and just, again, code compliance. So you're covering a lot of bases with one project.
Sure. And the code now, if you have multiple rooms that you're using kind of separate, like say an office and maybe, a spare bedroom if people, because we're on Long Island, people put a bedroom in the basement. You're supposed to have an egress in each room, correct, as well?
Correct. So any rooms that have a door that close should have an additional point of egress. So if you have one large living space, one window would do. But to your point, if you have that bedroom or an office, you should really technically have that other window in there to again, make sure you're safe.
Sure. And in case you don't know what we're talking about, one of the wonderful things about Egress Pros, they have this great branding. They have these signs that just says, what is egress? Because a lot of people don't really know. And, that's something that really, to me, stands out, especially from, where we're at. Like, Long Island, we have a lot of people here. How have those signs really helped you stand out? Like, how's that helped the branding and stuff?
So we've been a presence on Long Island for 10 years, and people recognize us by those signs. We always joke it's like Coca-Cola. It's pick the brand.
Yeah, the polar bear and everything.
Yeah, you pick it, and people know when I go into a house and I say Egress Pros, they're like, oh, you're the guys with those signs all over the place. So. It's been a good point of recognition, but more importantly, education. I think it has encouraged a lot of people over the course of time to take the time to peek and take a look at the website and educate themselves about egress, and then of course learn about our company.
Of course, and an awareness is important because a lot of people don't really think about these things when they buy a house. Hey, we're just downstairs. Nobody ever expects a fire. Nobody wants any of that to happen, but being prepared is great. So are there different types of egress? Is it usually just those big tall windows that you see? And
so there are two different things that we primarily focus on from an egress standpoint. You have your your egress window well systems. We install those systems in one day. We can take, just to make it simplify, one of those small basement windows you have. They're usually roughly 31 by 15, and we can enlarge them to a window that's 31 by 42. Again, that's fully code compliant. We can make it as large as 48 by 48 if you want something really attractive. And again, that's all done in one day. This is all we do. My guys are trained. All they do is work for us. We do about 100 of these a month. So that's something that, again, really converts that space. In addition to a basement window, we can do a full basement entrance. So if you're looking to really add
like
to
a full
that space,
outside entrance,
full flight of stairs, basement door. So just, again, depending on your living
and that you
situation.
get done in 6 hours, right? I'm sure.
Yeah, we cut that down before breakfast. Interestingly enough, we can do that project in anywhere from 3 to 5 days. Okay. Our team's dedicated to the project. We get it in, we get out, we're done.
Excellent.
And then everything we do is soup to nuts. It's one of the least invasive home projects in which people obviously look to not have a mess in their home.
Sure, and
that's one of our goals.
So now, is that a big way you set yourself apart from competitors? Is just not having to proper cleanup and things like that in customer service?
We focus hard. Myself, Randy Goldbaum, one of the owners of the company, we've been working together for 20 years, and we really come from a customer service industry and a customer service mentality. So customer service, delivering a clean home, delivering a project. When we give you a price, it's the price. We don't have. We don't come back to the day of the project.
Extra
There's
concrete
26 add-ons, right? And again, we want to deliver on what we say we're going to do, and that's what I think separates us from really most of our competition. So we're in the construction industry, but we really like to say we're in the customer service industry and fire safety industry. Those are the things that matter to us. We're family guys. You know, we both have kids. His partner, Glenn, has raised kids on Long Island. His son was a former volunteer firefighter. I mean, everything about what we do is about family. And that's why we're passionate about what we do, because when we go in a home, we want you to be safe, and we know that this is an important part of that. And we joke, we say, listen, when you're buying a house, and, you know, this is not the sexiest project you're going to do in your home. You know, egress.
It's not like siding or something like that.
And I'm going to get the kitchen redone. But you know what? If there's an emergency, it matters. Or when you're downstairs watching a football game, or you make your kids a playroom in the basement, and you got some sunlight and fresh air, and you're enjoying that living space, and you've upgraded it, and then you're upstairs, you're not worried. It's actually probably the best investment you can make.
Yeah, I was perusing through the website, and it seems, you know, like good value, home safety, and a good look too, you know, for it. That seems like some of the key benefits, you know, to adding an egress to you. You had mentioned, you know, like fire safety and stuff. You guys actually wrote some egress guidelines or something with Nassau. Is that what Randy did? Or
so we actually partnered with the Nassau County and Suffolk County fire departments and created for them a training system that they use at both of their fire academies.
That's awesome.
So firefighters are being trained on how to access our egress systems, our Egress Pros emergency escape system. And that obviously makes your home safer. When these guys arrive on site, they've all been trained on how to, you know, again, quickly access that space, operate it, and feel comfortable using an egress window well system. And that's just a little bit of the way we give back to the Long Island community, is to make sure that, you know, again, it's not just about coming in and selling you a project, but making sure that we're part of what goes on in the community. Fire safety is really important.
Yeah, it would be a useless product if the firefighters who are coming in to, you know, all their gear and everything, and got to get in and save somebody who's passed out in the basement. It'd be a useless product if they don't know how to get in properly.
And then that was something we wanted to make sure that, you know, although it was important to them, and then federally the code was there, that it wasn't, to your point, just something that they saw and were like, oh, what do we do now? You know, now they know what it's there for, and they look for it. You know, we actually, with every installation, we created an e-sticker, we call it. And it's a reflective sticker that goes in the front of the house, much like you may put like your alarm system sticker up. And that sticker indicates to the first responders where your egress window is located on the house, so they know if there's an emergency to look
Instead
for
of
that.
running around the house, they can just go to, you know, back left corner kind of deal.
Correct.
Okay. Now, has there, like, that seems like a pretty basic thing. Is there a lot of tech behind it? I know you're saying you're training the firefighters on how to use it. Is there any special safety things to an egress window? Or is it...
Well, you know, it's a special system, right? What we do is we install European design. They're called tilt and turn windows. We import our windows from Turkey. Why? Because they're in Europe. They're installing windows in concrete. That's generally speaking the way it goes. So we're not using.
So they're setting the glass right into the concrete.
The frame of the window is designed to be in that concrete foundation, and tilt and turn implies that the window opens into your home. Why is that important? Well, it would be silly to have the window open out like a crank window, a traditional casement crank window, because that window's opening into the well that you want to keep clear to be able to get in and out. Additionally, those cranks stink. We all know, we've had them in our house, and every time to open the window, it's like it takes you 10 minutes to figure out which direction to turn it in and how long is it going to take. What our windows are built for, I'm not going to say they're so technically advanced, but they are easy to use. They are beautifully designed. One turn of the handle, the window opens in, and you're out that window. So this is designed for a 5-year-old to be able to do it and do it quickly. And that's really the name of the game with fire safety.
That's amazing. Now, I don't know if you've seen these little like fireballs. I grew up, you know, we were chatting actually a little bit before about the old glass balls and stuff like that. Is this something that you guys encourage as well with the egress? Is that, you know, because I know they're very, very unique things that could help save a lot of lives.
So in our search to, you know, again, enhance the fire safety and home safety piece, we have a product as part of our assortment. It's called the Fire Safety Ball. We have a website for that. It's called firesafetyball.com. And what that is essentially what we call passive fire protection. So this fire safety ball is essentially a fire extinguisher that you do not have to operate. You can mount it over your dryer vent in your boiler room. And in the event of a fire, not heat, fire touching this ball for 3 seconds will detonate the ball. and it will disperse over that fire the same chemical that's in the fire extinguisher, the ABC chemical.
Just drop it right where it needs to be.
Just drops it right on there. So, you know, we when I were chatting earlier, we were joking, like, when you put your dryer on, no one's sitting and staring at the dryer. It's not the most fun activity. So, you know, God forbid there's a fire in that dryer vent because the lint hasn't been cleaned in 3 years. This is going to detonate.
Clean your vents.
Seriously, it's very important. This ball will, help extinguish that fire in a way that, again, does not require you to be actively engaging it, which is also a good idea, not to have to be near it. So,
yeah, you know, we're not exactly always monitoring for fire and stuff like that in our homes. Having something there watching for it, like a safety feature such as, you know, a fireball and alarm system is wonderful. Any unique installations with, you know, because it sounds like a lot of people, you know, somebody's very concerned with safety, so probably call you guys up. We want to have our full basement done, nice, you know, fun windows. You know, anything unique that you guys have done?
You know, so what makes us unique, I think, and what allows us to do some unique project is we're very specialty, and I have to stress that we are not GCs. If you call me up and you think I'm the nicest guy in the world and you want me to fix your toilet, I'm not doing that. We want to focus on egress, and so that has allowed us to figure out how to do things that most companies can't do. We can convert Bilco entrances into egress window systems. If you've got one of those old Bilco doors and you're sitting staring at it going, this is just a home for spiders and crickets and I don't want it anymore, we can change that into legal code compliant window system for you. You know, we've done some really cool projects. If you've been challenged because there's a waistline running through your wall and you don't know how to put an egress window into that space, we have specialty size windows and proper wells that allow us to install above or below a waistline to, again, ensure that they're code compliant and will offer you the same safety and peace of mind that comes with egress. So, you know, again, what you get with us is not just a unique product line and a specialty product line, but you have the expertise of the guys that myself, Ron, Randy in the field that have seen probably nothing that would stop us from getting an egress window system in. So
we're pioneers in the industry too.
We really, again, it's we're very fortunate to have been blessed to be part of this community on Long Island and to, you know, again, being well over 100 homes a month, and to really understand the needs of the customer out here and to make it so that, again, you're safe, but also addressing those unique, quirky Long Island home situations that
sure,
you know, that we can help with. Yeah.
Well, one big thing that I know it always comes up whenever I see an egress window or I'm showing, you know, walking around the properties and somebody has a question about it, right? How do you keep water from, you know, going through? It's a giant well, you know.
Super good question. So there's a couple of things that come with our system that make what we put in special. Well, first of all, we put a 20-gallon dry well in every unit we install at the base of that window well. We cover that with bluestone gravel, which is also great for drainage. We use only one-piece well systems when we install, so we're using, you know, in a traditional install, a galvanized powder-coated steel well. Because it's one piece, it doesn't allow water to seep in through seams. Correct. And because of this being, again, what we do solely, you know, we're very cognizant of your environment, and if we know certain areas are prone to water, or we detect water when we're digging. And let me just say at this point, we hand dig every job that we do. So we're not using any heavy equipment on your property.
You don't want to accidentally kind of, you know, bust into a foundation,
damage anything on the outside. So we're very cognizant of that. It allows us to be very nimble. But if we detect water when we're digging, you know, we do have the option of putting in a sump pump system, for example, in that well that is discreet. You don't see it, but it would handle any water concerns that may arise. So this is something that's part of our installation process and part of our, again, because we know the area so well, we could kind of lead down the right path.
Yeah, instead of somebody just coming in and installing, digging out a well, putting in a one piece and that's it, and then all of a sudden, well, what happens when you got torrential rain and stuff? You guys know what you're dealing with.
Yeah, you know, a lot of our business, you know, we are just not installers. We will come and service existing wells. If anyone listening to this has a system that they've had for years put in and they're having problems with it, you know, we're happy to come out, assess that system for you, tell you what we could offer to help upgrade that and get it into a better place.
What's a common problem like that you see from old egress or improperly installed egress?
Well, you know, it goes back to what we just chatted about. People that didn't install any sort of a drainage system at the bottom of the well. That could be a problem. using these plastic wells that were readily available, that are clicked together components, and now the pressure of the dirt around the well has sort of cracked that plastic, and now the water is seeping in from the sides. Those are the things that people look for. They don't realize.
Hydrostatic pressure is extremely.
That's the word I was about to throw out there. It's a little heady at this time of day, but hydrostatic pressure is a big problem on Long Island because of all the rain that we've seen. These weird storms, heavy, quick rain. It causes the ground to saturate, and that pressure builds. And so, if you don't have a good system, that plastic is gonna seep, and you're gonna get water coming in. So, these are things that we've worked to develop a system that will help eliminate some of those concerns.
That's awesome. Now, soup to nuts, very basic, just kind of general safety well. What kind of price range, do you typically see?
We have promotions starting, right now, for example, $49.95 for the well system. Your choice of window then gets added to that. So anywhere from $5,000 to $6,000 is a very basic range. Sure. But considering as we said earlier, when we give you a price, it's an all-in price. Everything is done by us, soup to nuts, in a one-day typical install. Obviously, we come out, we do a free estimate, anyone that needs one, and we'll evaluate your individual situation and make sure that...
You're talking, I'll be getting one.
yeah, we'll come out, we're going to spend some time at your place, and the bottom line is, we'll make sure that you feel, as a customer, anybody that calls us, is educated and can make a decision that they're going to feel comfortable with. And we're not a pressure sales company. We want to come out and make sure that, again, everyone's safe, and your home is code compliant, and add as much value as we can to
sure. Good product, good service, fair price. That's for me. Now, you've been on Long Island, your whole life, right? You're born and raised. What's one of your favorite restaurants? Anywhere on Long Island?
Oh gosh. We're Vincent's Clam Bar. We like that.
My kids too.
Yeah, my kids. That's like a family favorite. We like to go down there, and we're in Hicksville.
Okay.
So it's like an easy one for us, and we have what I actually like about Long Island, being a Long Island guy. We have a couple of couples that we go out with every month, and we just try a new restaurant every month.
That's awesome.
Being a Long Island guy, it's like the dining experience.
Oh my gosh,
quite a pleasure.
It's
hard to pick a favorite.
Yeah, of course, and you could dine out almost every night of your life if you could afford it. It'd never hit the same spot twice. There's so many places around.
100% true.
Now, pizza. You got a favorite pizza spot?
Well, so I should preface by saying I grew up in Brooklyn for the first 15 years of my life. I'm at 48. So
Not Long
most
Island,
of my life is
Long Island.
Right, but when you eat Brooklyn pizza for the first part of your life, Long Island pizza is I actually like Calda and Hicksville. There's a few places local I like.
Are you a beach guy?
Oh, very much so. Tobay Beach. Every weekend if I can be. Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
Awesome. Yeah, Long Island's such a unique place, and that's one of the things that's what one of the big parts about this podcast is. A lot of the people who come on, such as yourself, you guys live here, you work here, the struggles of just the Long Island people. So it's great to have you on and talk, and they can get to learn your personality, see you, and maybe hit up Vincent's or a couple other places that they might not normally do. So if there's any secret spots out there that you'd like to share with the people, go ahead.
Well, you know what? That's a tough question. I can't think of a good secret spot. It was Delvino Vineyards, actually, which may not be so secret anymore. We actually did that over the weekend. It's usually you think vineyards, the North Shore, going out east. Mm-hmm. This is nestled right in like Northport, Centerport. Absolutely gorgeous. Great place for pictures.
Very cool. Great
menu. But I think a real feel for Long Island. Long Island is so about local.
Oh yeah.
That's the thing I love about being out here is that the island itself generates so much beautiful, fun activities. Having raised two boys, I have a 14 and a 16-year-old with varying interests, from swimming to marching band to music to dance. This is a community that just offers the best of the best, and we're proud to be able to service the families in this community. I tell you that for sure.
Absolutely. I'm very happy to have you as a guest. I'm happy to be here on Long Island. And if you have any questions for I almost said Randy. If you have any questions for Ryan from Egress Pros, please drop a comment. His contact information is going to be down there. There's also information on the screen. We're happy to have you watching, and thanks again, Ryan.
I appreciate you having us in. Thanks so much.
Cheers.